Welcome back to Rust Country Garage. So today we're going to be working here on my daily Subaru, and specifically we're going to be working on that stuff right there. So we had a bubbling problem back here on this rear quarter. I fixed it pretty poorly, so that's also going to get retouched up in this video, or I shouldn't say retouched up, it's going to get redone. And I also had a spot up here on the hood, and this one's a lot harder to see, but you can see a slight difference right there. And that was a big old chip in the paint that I repaired also. Alright, give you a little bit of a better angle of what we're dealing with here. Hopefully you can see it a little bit. We got our rust spots here. Got our super duper professional masking. So we're going to take I guess I still have a grinder wheel on here. I will have to change that out. Stand by. Alright, correct attachment on there. So I'm just using a basic flap disc, sanding disc here. And it's fairly aggressive, but this is pretty solid bubbling, and I need to get down to metal. So I'll have to get in here by hand to clean up around the edges on this spot over here. But this one, it doesn't go all the way up to the edge of the window, so I should be okay. We'll start with that one. Alright, so metal is fairly pitted, but the main thing is to make sure that you do get down to the bare metal, because you don't want rust forming underneath the paint work that you're about to do. That was one thing that I got wrong on that rear section, is I didn't prep quite well enough. And well, I also didn't have all the right stuff to do it, but this time around we're gonna try to make sure that this gets done right. And here's what we're left with. So like I say, I'm gonna have to get in on the sides here by hand and get that rust out of there. That's gonna be a bit of a pain, but we'll get there. Overall though, you want to make sure that you can see that this is pitted. You want to get just outside of that to where you got good clean metal out there. Same thing over here with this guy. Sorry, the sun is really bright. I'm trying to see my camera here. You can see I got out to where there's good metal, and this spot actually extended out, was starting to extend out a lot further. The rust bubbling cut off like right here, and it's a good like 3/4 to an inch further than that. So that's why I just kind of go the heavy-handed approach. Some body folks would probably be like, don't use a flap wheel, and it's probably not the right thing, but it's the thing I use. As I say with most of my projects, I'm doing this for myself, not anyone else. So if it's good enough for me, then I'm just gonna call that good enough. But alright, I'm gonna tape down this a little bit more and kind of get this side window here covered so that I can prep for getting all of my sanding residue there cleaned up and then get into the next round of sanding. And 5 hours later, I'm finally back out here. So, I've already taken the liberty of getting a wire wheel in here to kind of clean up the rest of the gunk out of here. I did find one other spot where it was kind of bubbling pretty hard. You can see it in there. So, pretty clean. I've also taken degreaser and everything to this for a fair good size around the area that I'm repairing here. So, sorry, all the cars going by. Very noisy. It's like everyone just got out of work or something. I don't know. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put just a nice kind of light skim coat of body filler on here. So this stuff is a little bit heavier duty than probably what I need, but it's what I have, so it's what we're going to use. This part's going to be kind of boring of laying this on and sanding. That's probably going to be the next hour of my life. So we'll check back in once I have that next step kind of done. Alright, so I won't lie. I got into the groove of things and just kept on going. So, technically, I'm done. You can see, very shiny part of the car, very not shiny, so this is where I was working. Definitely not perfect. You can still see, you know, where I was working. It's a 10-year-old car. I'll probably keep it until it rots away. This was less a beauty thing and more a keep that from rusting more and more until it, you know, was actually a rust hole and created a leak. So, not the prettiest thing, but it's functional, and unless you really look, you probably won't notice it. I'll notice it forever. It'll bother me, but it is what it is. I'm happy with the outcome. Right now the clear coat is on here and drying. That's going to take quite a while. And the base coat is color matched to the original paint coat of the car. So once it's all done, it'll be more like this front here. You're going to notice this looks a little different because I was actually out here seeing if I could buff this up a little bit to get it a little bit more like the original clear coat. I think I did a fairly decent job. I mean, the rest of this is just dirty. There's so much pollen in the air around here right now that you can wash your vehicle every day and it's still going to come out yellow. And I clearly don't wash this like at all. The rain does a pretty good job. But yeah, overall, when you look at it, you know, kind of from a distance, and especially once the car gets washed up, I got to get the pressure washer out anyways to do decks and sidewalks and house before winter comes. So when I get that out, I'll do the rest of this too, or wash the car, probably power wash the frame on that thing, still making the decision on that, wash the wife's car. So I kind of hate getting that thing out, but when I do, I'll kind of do everything. And then you probably will hardly even notice a difference with what I've done versus what I haven't. But again, like I say, mostly a rust prevention method more than a beauty, or I expect this to look amazing or anything. So job well done. We'll catch you in the next one, I guess.